Hello everybody, how you doing? Fragrances for introverts. I'll make the extrovert video later on, and shout out to the subscriber that asked for this content. And contrary to popular belief, I don't think that being an introvert automatically means that you're antisocial with no social skills and that you're awkward. In fact, whenever I've met an introvert at a party or whatever sort of situation or scenario, there are always people that like to have, they would rather have in-depth one-on-one conversations with a few people versus somebody that wants to work the room and try to get to talk to everybody, right? So the reason the title is the way that it is because, you know, like sometimes you don't have to go chasing and trying to shake everybody's hand. Sometimes people just come to you, and these fragrances are a great example of that. The first is Cloud by Ariana Grande. Now I'm going to have unisex, masculine, feminine, designer, and niche fragrances in this video. All of them are going to be written and linked with the discount sites in the description so that you don't pay full retail. Please help save yourself some money. But Cloud, even though it's an Ariana Grande fragrance, it's unisex. Now I know that more women seem to gravitate to it, like it's a dupe of Baccarat Rouge, but honestly, anybody can wear it. It smells like sweet cotton candy with some whipped cream, and then it has a little bit of this tropical vibe to it. Now, on top of that, this is a fragrance that has amazing performance. Whenever I've worn this only on skin, it easily surpasses 8 hours. When I've put it on skin and clothes, this fragrance would still be on my sweater until I washed that sweater. So the performance is really, really good. I do know that there are some outliers. There's some people that don't get the best performance with this, or maybe they go nose blind to it, but it's kind of hard to see how, because this juice really does linger. It has a lovely scent trail, and the projection is really, really nice, all right? Next is a fragrance I don't currently have in my collection, but it's called Lazy Sunday Morning by Replica, by Maison Margiela. And to me, it smells like clean linens, and it really reminds me of like when I wore Lazy Sunday Morning. It reminds me of wanting to be in bed with, you know, the person I love and care about, just talking about life and getting to know them on a deeper level. You know, it's a very, I know this sounds weird because I'm describing a fragrance, but you know when you're talking to somebody and you find like there's something about them that you emotionally find attractive, you know, you're breaking down the barriers and it's not just about the physical. That is how I feel with Lazy Sunday Morning. It makes me want to get into that kind of mood and mode where I'm like, you know what? Let's talk about real shit right now. You know, it's still a relaxed kind of fragrance, but it's very welcoming and just like soft, inoffensive, and clean. All right, the next one, and that's a unisex fragrance, by the way. The next one is Pie by Givenchy. This is marketed as a masculine scent, but there's so many women that wear this one that it can really be considered unisex. But to me, I find this to be a little bit of a powdery vanilla scent, but it's very cozy. It's very much a nose to the neck type of fragrance. Every single time I have worn this, somebody's nose has been in my neck, been in my sweater, because they find this smell really, really irresistible. And the ladies' reactions with this fragrance, amazing. At first, the first few times that I wore this, I didn't get it. I mean, I liked it and I was always complimented with it, but nothing clicked until like the 6th or 7th time that I wore it. And I'm like, oh, that's why everybody likes it. Let me just say right now, there's a reason why this fragrance has a cult following. Pie by Givenchy. Next is a feminine fragrance from Dolce & Gabbana called The Only One Too. And to my nose, this fragrance is a combination of Black Opium by YSL and Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. And it's much more subdued though. This fragrance isn't loud by any means, but it's a sexy date night scent. And trust me, when people smell this in your scent bubble, it's almost like, for me, it's hard eyes. You know, I'm like, oh God, like that. You smell so good. It's just, you know, I like it. I just find it like sexy and just, but not to a point where like I get animalic with it, but it's just like, damn, like, who is she? You know what I mean? It's like a who is she type of fragrance. Definitely wearing this on a date and you're dressed up is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. The Only One Too by Dolce & Dolce & Gabbana. Next, we've got good old reliable, one of my old signature scents, or my, yeah, I was gonna say my recent signature scent, but the one before this one. Ombre Nuit by Dior. My favorite fragrance from Dior. This is a unisex fragrance, amber vanilla. It's classy, it's sophisticated, it's soft and seductive. I've described this fragrance before as the equivalent of two people that are super attracted to each other, just making cat eyes from across the room at each other. You know what I mean? Just there's tension, there's teasing, there's this underlying sexy vibe going on. And that whole description that I gave is this fragrance in a bottle. Now, this is soft. It does not perform really well. I mean, it doesn't project really well, but on my clothes, I do find it to last over a day, but on skin, maybe like 6 to 7. No, not 6. That's a bit too low. When I wear this at nighttime, I still smell it around me from like 7 to 8 hours, but on some people, they get poor performance with this fragrance. So don't think it's gonna be amazing in that department. Ombre Nuit by Dior. Next is Grishar by BDK. Now this isn't my favorite fragrance, but this is for the people that literally just want to smell good. You don't want to smell bold, loud, and different, or even really sexy. You just want to smell fantastic. You want to smell great, because this is a light, airy tea kind of fragrance. I believe it's like a black tea and fig, but definitely a great scent. This is something that won't offend anybody. And whether you're running groceries or you're on a date or you're going to yoga or you're on a walk or something like that, and you've got this like in your scent trail, it's a lovely sort of smell. Yeah, I will say the performance I got with Grishar wasn't the best. It was definitely within that 4 to 6 hour range, so please be careful with that. But shoot, if you want a niche fragrance, if you're like, no, I want a niche, I don't want a designer scent, this is a good everyday one. Now, this is also very unisex. In fact, I find it to be a little bit more feminine in the opening, but as it starts to dry down, there's cardamom in this fragrance that is a little bit similar to La Nuit de l'Homme by YSL, which is a masculine fragrance. So it embodies both really nicely. And yeah, this has always gotten me the, oh, you smell nice type of compliment. So BDK, Grishar. And I don't have the bottle of it, and I'm really sad about that. But Carlisle by Parfums de Marly. And if you're thinking, wait a second, this video is for introverts. Why do you have a bold, loud, unique scent on this list? And the reason for that is because to me, Carlisle isn't a fun, playful type of fragrance that like I see on somebody that is just, I don't know, like I'm thinking of Stifler. I don't know why I'm thinking of Stifler from American Pie, but I don't see it on that type of person. Yes, it has all those qualities, but at the same time, there's something mysterious, dark, and alluring about that fragrance that really does draw people in. Every single time that I've worn it, people have stopped in their tracks to tell me that I smell good and that I smell different, all right? And this is coming from the average nose, not from fragrance enthusiasts or fragrance connoisseurs, literally people that were just around me at the time. Now with Carlisle, to me, it reminds me of like a dark royalty sort of fragrance. And let me see if I can describe this better. But if you've ever watched a sort of medieval movie or TV show when there's either like a prince or a princess and they're like the black sheep of the family, you know, like they're the badass, the rebel, but they never are too over the top and everything just comes to them naturally. You know what I mean? Where they're just good at everything. They never have to try too hard. And they just like, there's something daunting about them, but at the same time, you're like, damn, that's my favorite character. There is something about the attitude and the vibe they're giving off that doesn't scream, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. Let's talk. But it's like, let me try to talk to you a little bit. You know, it's a little bit intimidating, but still like the fact, like it's more alluring than it is intimidating, you know? So that is what I feel about Carlisle by Parfums de Marly, where you can literally be sitting in a lounge or a bar, just chatting with somebody, and another person would be like, oh man, yeah, was that you? You smell nice. You know what I mean? And then you can kind of continue the conversation that way. So definitely it's an I don't chase, I attract type of fragrance. And that's actually the perfect one to end this video with. So again, all the names and the discount site links are going to be in the description in case you're trying to get any of these fragrances at a discounted rate. So I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.